Hi, this is a video to explain what responsive design is and why websites go out of date after a certain amount of time. Basically because they're written um, and future-proofed a bit. I've always future-proofed a bit my sites, but every few years the sad fact is you probably need your website redoing. And I'm going to talk about responsive design now because it was just released earlier this year that mobile devices accessing the web exceeded the number of people doing it on desktop PCs, which is a huge change because previously, and I've been doing websites since 1997, to begin with, we only ever took into account people looking at it on PCs. There were no mobile devices. The iPhone was released in 2007, and gradually after that we've had to develop techniques to take account of the fact that people are viewing websites in very, very different width browsers essentially, because when you think of the width of a phone and the width of your desktop PC, the two are entirely different. So this is a whole new consideration, and a lot of people have out-of-date websites that don't display properly on phones. Now and tablets. Now we can simulate this, right? This is that picture shop, Church Street in Tewkesbury, that I've just done. So it is modern and responsive. This is one I did in about 2008, 2009, after the iPhone had been released, but before we were really taking into account the fact that people are going to be looking at it on very small devices. And here's one I did a long time ago, 2002. Right, first of all, if you look at the first one, you can see it covers the whole width of the page and is very legible. Second one, I put a width restriction on it. Now, when I wrote this width was way above the normal resolution of any monitor that anyone was going to be viewing it on, so it's future-proof to that extent. And it's still legible on PC now, although obviously the width has been restricted. And this one, well, you can see what the default widths were for monitors in those days, absolutely tiny. And it's actually quite difficult to read on this. Now we can simulate what these sites look like by simply decreasing the browser window to simulate the phone. And as you can see, the first one, the one I've just done, everything is perfectly legible. It's all stacked one thing on top of the other so that it is just perfectly usable. Even the Google map is absolutely fine. And down below here we have very important contact information, which is very readable. Now if we look at the footprint survey site, look what's happened. You see, when I wrote this code, I also put a minimum width as well. So to read this one on a phone, you're going to have to scroll, and we all know what a pain it is scrolling on a phone. So although this one looks still okay on a desktop PC, when it's viewed on phones, and more people are going to be the probability is more people are going to be seeing it on phone than desktop PC now, you're going to have to scroll. And this one, well, I suppose it's just about legible, but that text is very, very tiny, because another thing we can do is increase, as the size of the screen decreases, we can increase the size of the text now to make sure it's still legible by inserting media queries in the code. And that is what is meant by responsive design. It is really a website that displays properly on all devices which are going to access it. And it is very important to keep yours up to date, and that is what I do. So if you fancy a new website, or if you check yours out on your tablet or phone and it doesn't look right on a tablet and phone, get in touch and we'll see what we can do. Okay, thanks very much for watching.